Hello, my lovely students. I have made this video for you to teach you how to format your MLA 7th edition paper. Okay, I would like to make sure that you know when you move on to somewhere else, you always should ask your professor what style they would like the paper formatted in. It will usually be in the instructions, of course, but be sure to confirm if it's MLA, APA, Chicago, there's even a few more. Okay, so today we were talking about the APA 7th edition. First of all, let's just look at the title page. Yes, you need a separate dedicated title page. Here you must include the page number, the title of your paper, okay? This title should not be something that the teacher gave you. You should be making it up yourself. Your full name, first name, and last name. Affiliation, that means what college or university you are attending. The course name, take it off of your assignment sheet. I'm sure it's posted there, as well as your professor's name. Be sure to spell it right. That's always something that is going to get somebody's back up if their name is spelled incorrectly. And then the date of your assignment. Moving on, you should always have details. These are some details for formatting the whole paper. Your font, this is important. This means what each letter looks like. Generally speaking, you can, Times New Roman was the old version, but now they've opened it up and you can use Calibri, Arial, Lucinda Sans Unicode. You could still use Times New Roman. Maybe you prefer Georgia, okay? But also make sure the size is correct. For Times New Roman, you have to use size 12. If you're using Calibri, it has to be 11. I think we'll try Calibri today. Your line spacing, this is non-negotiable. All parts of your paper have to be double spaced, including the text and your reference list, all right, for the whole paper. And do not add extra space in between paragraphs or after or anywhere. Do not add extra spaces. Page numbers, you should have a page number at the top right corner of your paper, and the title page starts with page number 1. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do all of this in 1 minute. Your margins should be 1 inch. Paragraph alignment, this means what it looks over on the side, okay? So they want you to do something called ragged, which is this, where it ends at different places. They don't want you to have it straight down, like a straight line. I know you think that that looks lovely and professional, but it messes up the spacing in the writing, so please do not do that. It can be very annoying to read and to grade. And the last thing you should be looking at, I'm sure you all know this, but in English we indent our paragraphs. On this page, the paragraphs are not indented, but this is not an essay. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do that. The one thing they do specify here, though, is it should be 0.5 inches from the left margin, very specific, and you should not use it using this, clicking on the space bar, okay? They want you to use the tab key, which is on the left side of your computer, and it just says tab. All right, let's get down to it. Here's my fabulous paper. I already see some problems. Do you? Good. All right, so we have my essay title here. This should not be the topic that the professor gave you. I've got my name, but not my full name. So let me put my last name here. ELI, Fanshawe, you should say Fanshawe College. You probably could type out English Language Institute just to be more official. We are missing something though. What was it? Let's look back here. Okay, we've got our title, we've got name, department. Oh, the course name. That's fine. We can add that in here. So we're going to put integrated core 9. Looks good. Because remember, your professor just might be teaching more than one course at a time. So you want to always give as much information as you can. Now, we were supposed to look at the font, were we not? Let's look at the font of the whole paper. This font here is Calibri 12. If I click here, the font is, some kind of crazy Andalou, Andale, mono. Here, something different again. Look that you can see the difference, how hard it is on my eyes to look at that. It's also a little bit of a red flashing light. If you've copied or pasted something from a different document, it might post it in a different font, and that could be a sign that you've plagiarized, so you want to really be careful. Okay, the other thing I notice here about the font is some of it's in bold, some of it's plain, all these different fonts. It's really, really not good for my eyes. So what I suggest you do is Control A, okay, which selects everything in your paper, and you head right on up here and you choose, we said Calibri, and I'm going to choose 11. Some stuff is still bold, some not, so I'm going to bold everything, and then I'm going to unbold it. All right. I just want to point out our next thing would be spacing. See, when we have this, when everything is straight on the side, when you're looking at a paragraph, it looks pretty good. But when you go down and look at your references, look, there's these funny spaces here, and there's all kinds of strange things happening. So, you know what? I am going to do the same thing again, Control A, and I am going, see here it's justified. I'm going to reach over here and take a line left. Oh, I can just let out a breather because this jagged edge makes it much more beautiful for me when I'm reading. And if you look down quickly at the references, the spacing all looks good down here now too. All right. So we've done the font. We've done the what have we done? Let's look at what we've done. We've done the font, tick. We've done, line spacing. We haven't done that, double space. Okay, we'll do that next. Page numbers, we still have to do that, but we have done the paragraph alignment. That's ragged, and indentation. Okay, so let's go back. Let's indent all of our paragraphs. You just push here and press tab. 1, 2, the spacing is strange here. Let's make a space between our paragraphs. Now we know this is the third paragraph. We're going to indent it. Same thing happened here. That's very distracting when you're reading as a professor. Okay, 4. And the final paragraph, 5. Excellent. Oh, now this is starting to look like an essay, isn't it? What else did we have to do here? I've already forgotten, so let's have a look. Paragraph indentation, check. Paragraph alignment, check. Margins, we'll double check, but I think it's just set at 1 inch. Page numbers, we still have to do, and double spacing. Okay, let's do double spacing first. We're going to do Control A, because we know we want everything on the paper double spaced. We are going to go here. This is the quick way, and you just pick 2. There. Everything's beautiful and double spaced now, including the stuff for our title page and our references. Awesome. Things are starting to look up. Now we had to put page numbers. Okay, let's go up to page numbers. We've got insert, and you click all the way along here till you get to page numbers. Great. Add page numbers. Wonderful. Bottom of the page? No, we want top of the page, right-hand side. Do we want it on our title page? Yes, so you make sure this is clicked. Show number on first page. Great. Oh, how pretty. Okay, so now the problem is we don't have a title page, but we know this is what we want on our first page. Let's have a look at what that looked like again. All right, there was some space here. There's a space after the title and before the rest of the stuff. And it kind of looks like it's in the middle of the page, doesn't it? So how do we know if this is the middle of the page though? Because it's still on the same page. We're also going to do something called insert page break. We've pressed insert already. Then you go to this thing called page break. Make sure you're clicked where you want the page to end and a new page to start. And you do this. Insert page break. Great. Now our essay starts over here. So let's make sure that our title page looks good. I think we should just move this down a few notches so it's a little bit more in the middle of the page. We also want all these words to be right in the center of the page. So you go up here to home again, and instead of left, align text left, we're going to do this one, center text. Okay, looks good. I'm going to push my name down because it did have a space, and this title looked like it was in bold. So now let's look at my title page. One, here's my title. Here's all my information. Let's compare. Looking up, looking good. Now this is serious, looks like an essay. Now we're going to go to the text part. Here's a huge blank space. This to me looks a little bit weird. So you know what? I'm going to just take it up a couple notches. And I'm also going to come up here and copy my beautiful essay title, Command C, and I'm going to put it at the top of my first page here for my essay. Okay, that looks good. Now you can just look at tiny little things. Oh, shoot, this is underlined in blue. Here's another underline, so we'll fix that. I think it's just spacing, yes. Here's another underline in blue with a dash. Anything else? Here's another dash. Why do I have all these dashes? Dashes are no good. Okay. If you have to fix more than one thing in your paper, I want to show you how to use replace, all right? So here we have a space and a dash. Oops, we don't want the whole word. We just want the space and the dash. Okay, so we're going to highlight that. Control C. And we're going to do something here. Click anywhere else on your paper and press Command F. And up here you have this search in document. Command V. There's that little pesky dash. And it's going to show you all the dashes in the paper. There's one there and there's one there. So I want to get rid of both of those. This is handy when you have maybe a mistake throughout your paper and you have to change the whole thing throughout. So we're going to go here and press this down arrow and it says replace. Over on the side here, let's move my pesky head. It shows you the two places where there's dashes. So it's going to find this dash here, and over here we want to replace it just with a space. That's it. All right, so press enter and then you press it again and look, it looks good. Over here, there's no dash, but if there's still an extra space, so we'll just delete that. All right, good. That comes in handy if you have to do a capital on a certain word, if you have maybe put 2 or 3 spaces after each period, but you know that you only need one. That's where the find and replace really comes in handy. Also, look for any kind of underlined in red. You know that's a problem. Okay, and the last thing here is our reference page. We're going to go back here because we want that on a different page. Again, page break. The word reference should be in the center of the page. Go to home, center it, make sure there's an S on it. And then this is my last thing I'd like to show you. This is a weird indent happening here. What you would like for your reference page is to use a hanging indent. So you highlight everything, you right click, you choose paragraph, and you choose here, it says first line, we want hanging. Okay, let's look at that. Beautiful. Now you have a beautifully formatted paper and you are ready to hand it in. If you look at the bottom of this page, you'll see the resources I used. The essay was from University of Adelaide English for Uni, and I used the paper format, the quick guide from APA 7th edition. All right, thank you very much. Have a good one. Have fun.